Yay! Hi, this is Coach MK of another Mother Runners Train Like a Mother Club. I'm getting ready for office hours very soon. But first, some strength. Meant to run today, but the kids off from school, so I meant to do lots of things today that totally didn't happen. Plus, we've had evaluators in our house all day long, and it's hard and nerve-wracking to leave when that is going on, even though no one has to be with us because these are our evaluators, and they are safe people and I'm in a safe space, but my brain is no longer a safe space, and it hasn't been for a while since this process began. Anyway, pardon me for just 1 second while I find ASSFIRE, because I know I wrote it, but every time I sit down to do it, I can't remember what's in it, which I think is a bad sign. Or maybe it means I'm working too much. We're going to go with that. I'm working too much. I'm running too many strength circuits for too many people. This is why I'm not taking on any more one-on-one clients. What? Okay. Releve squat pulse. Releve squat pulse with arm circles. Releve knee flies. That's the one I always forget. And then baby monsters. So, here we go with that. Pull my sweater up, get it out of the way. Do you remember, I know you can't see because we haven't invested in a better camera yet with the fish lens, so I can, change your view. Right now what you see is what you get on my phone. So releve, if you don't remember, if you have not participated in previous streams, all we're trying to do with the releve is get your heels off the floor. I do not care if it's a centimeter off the floor or a full 5 inches off the floor. What I care about is that there's a little bit of height added, that you are now balancing on the ball of your foot, and with your little toe assisting, so that we're not going crazy here. I'll show you what I mean. Yay! Take these off. So, all we need. This is fine. If that's all you got, stay there. This is fine. If you got that, give it to me. But remember, I go this high because I'm hypermobile. Where I can go is not always a good place to be. All we want is a little bit of a lift. And make sure that you're pressing through the ball of your feet. We're not sickling. That's a sickle. We don't want that. We want we want pressure through the ball of the foot. I'm indifferent if you pull it off the ground. Generally speaking, as you go, when you lift your heels, it is tougher to lift your toes and maintain your balance. So I'm not really fussed about it. Get your positioning by lifting your toes. Take a look at your ankles. Make sure you're not dumping inward, because when we put our toes down, this is what tends to happen. That's not what we want. Look at those ankles. Keep them aligned. Then roll up onto your toes. And that, go into the squat, and that's how we're going to start. So, where's my loop? I'm a mess. Where did I put my loops? Well, that sucks. Technical difficulties. Hold on just 1 minute. Sorry. Here we go. Put that loop around your knees. The reason why around your knees, want a little bit of outward pressure. So we want to make sure we're recruiting all of our little bitty glutes, all the side glutes, as we go down. Now this is not a bowing outward. We just want a little bit of resistance against that loop as we go down. When we get to the pulse, and remember, the pulse in and of itself is a small move. Hi. You couldn't get the stream from yesterday to play. So the releve, the series I'm about to do, the first series I'm going to do is called ASSFIRE and Damnation. Well, I'm going to do, it's a 2-part series that I've given 3 days at the fair people, and I like to give it to my ultra runners for reasons. I am not yet strong enough in my shoulder and my spine to perform damnation. So I'm just sticking to doing ASSFIRE because it's a 5-minute series. It's a step up from the death series. So people who feel like I'm ready for the next level, but I can't take a BOSU to work, this is what I would recommend you do. But if it feels like it's too much, that's totally fine. But the releve, the entire ASSFIRE series, and what makes it so wicked and why it engages your quads and makes them shake, if you heard Lisa mentioning this the other day, is the fact that we're doing it completely with our heels off the ground. Releve is a ballet term that I learned in a Pilates class because I'm not graceful. So believe it or not, my family never put me through the torture that is ballet class in small children. Because they're just like... This is clearly a lost cause. But the whole idea is that you're just taking your heel off the ground. So what I was just saying in the beginning here is that the entire series is intended to be done with the heel lift of some level. That like higher is not necessarily better. Wherever you can balance is where you need to be. And that balance is contingent upon the ankles neither dumping in so that all of your weight is on the ball of your foot with your toe scrunched. So... a lot of people will try to balance and their toes grip the ground. That's a bad sign. That means your glutes are not doing their jobs. And what we want to see instead is a little bit of that. So again, what tends to happen, notice how my ankles are dumping right now? This is not what we want. That's why I make you lift your toes up. Your toes off, your big toe up with pressure through the ball of your foot is going to put your ankles anatomically really where they need to be if you had an arch. I don't have an arch. A lot of people don't have an arch. It's a common thing, but it's not categorically de facto an issue. It's only an issue that leads to biomechanical inefficiencies when we perform things like strength. So this is something that matters because if you go from dumping to this, see how my knees came together? You're going to have to push your knees together for balance if you're dumping into your ankles and pressing through your toe, or you're going to start gripping the ground with your toes. Funky things happen that we don't want. So toes up, press in. And then find your balance. Some people have asked me, do you really want me to lift my toes while I'm in a releve? And I'm like, no. I mean, if you really want to show off, cool. But again, that's not necessarily better. Balanced is better. Little toe engaged in some way doing some work is better. Yeah, I don't really care, Sarah, if your knees are in front of your toes. I care if they're to the left or the right of your ankles. If they're in front of your toes, it just means you're squatting real good. Remember, we're not squatting with a resistance on top of our bodies. We don't have a barbell. We don't have a dumbbell. We have nothing really in our hands, so we don't really have to worry about how far out our knees go. Now, if you're holding like 50 pounds, let's say that's a third or a quarter of your body weight, that's where you really need to make sure that you are not too far down. Like any further down, you could be doing damage and you could be stressing out your joints. We are working with your body's natural weight, what your body's already working with every day. So we don't have to be as concerned about how far forward you go, but more about how far in or out your knees are as you go down. Yeah, quads being recruited is absolutely part of it. And your inner thighs as well. Because the next step after ASSFIRE, for the record, involves putting that squishy ball right here and pressing it in a releve for a minute, and that's a whole lot of fun. And then we start with the small one down here pressing in, and then we move to something a lot larger, trying to recruit. So that's awesome and fun, a preview of fun things to come. Because if you've ever read Ian Fleming's My Idea of Fun, still one of my favorite books ever. Man, that's a fucked up book, by the way. You understand my idea of fun isn't what most people would consider to be fun at all. Yay, here we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started. ASSFIRE. Want your feet? Sorry you can't see mine. It's either my arms or my feet. We're going to go with the arms for this because I'm just so darn cute. We're going to go ahead, set your watch, set your feet where they need to be. Press out a little bit on that loop. Squat. Releve. Teeny tiny pulse. If you feel your ankles wobbling back and forth, again, that's okay. That's just balance. What you need to feel is like someone has injected tar into your glutes because they're so rock hard, trying to keep you from falling over. 20 seconds. What the hell? Oh my God, you scared me to death. Woo!
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
Oh my God, you scared me. You scared me. You scared me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, honey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. When I'm thinking really hard. When I'm thinking really hard.
I just didn't want to disturb.
Oh, honey, it's okay. It's okay. You were so quiet I didn't hear you, and then I saw something reflecting in my computer screen. I was like, what is that? I'm so sorry. That was like boo. That was like a big Halloween boo. Oh. Okay. I love you. Sorry. Once say hi, Cheyenne. Oh, everybody loves you too. I'm so sorry, honey. Here. Sit over here. You can be my chat moderator. Okay? Okay. Susan, before I go back on, since Cheyenne is going to be helping, I'm going to give you moderator privileges in case we have another thing like last night. Or you're already a moderator. Okay, so there you go, Susan. You have moderator privileges if we have anybody come in and do something stupid, try to get my daughter to say something stupid. So, it's okay. We're all good. Oh my God. That, I know. You feeling okay? I know that was scary for you. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But just when you walk in the room, so this is why we knock. I know you didn't want to disturb me. I know you didn't. You're so sweet. But the way we can avoid this next time is if you just say, if you knock, Mommy. Okay? That will scare me less than you sneaking in quietly. Okay. Here we go. So we had just finished with the releve squat pulse when that happened. So I'm gonna move directly into the releve squat pulse with arm circles. Here you go. There's the chat. Let me know if anyone says anything. So I've actually been working on this for a while because of my spine. I'm using 3-pound weights. You really do not want anything heavier than that for this exercise. And remember, getting there faster is not better. I've been working specifically on my spine and my neck, trying not to recruit my traps for months. This is one of the reasons why I'm in Pilates every single day, to make sure that my spine is supported while it continues to degenerate. So getting to this faster is not necessarily better. The vast majority of work I do is not from lifting, but rather from pulling to make sure I'm recruiting. So start with your fists, doing these teeny tiny circles, and don't be in a hurry to increase this, all right? Because here's what happens if you jump up too far too soon. Instead of using your shoulders and these muscles under here, instead of those firing to support you, what happens is it goes into your traps and your neck. So if you want a big neck, that's awesome, but that is not what we're here to do, and that is not what I necessarily want for you out of this exercise. I want running specific, strong glutes, hella strong ankles, and a fierce sense of balance, okay? This is for me. If it's not for you, if you really think it's for you now, God bless, but it took me about 5 months to get to this. I do this move every day for 5 months because I have a fucked up spine. If you don't, you're not necessarily doing something better or advanced. You're like me, demanding that I've been here for 2 years, put me in the advanced Japanese class where I couldn't understand a damn thing. Yay! Here we go. Into a squat. Releve. Fire. Teeny tiny arm circles with a little pulse. All of the circles, notice they're so tiny they're almost imperceptible. That's by design. Drawing your scapulas together to protect your spine. That's what we're doing. That should accidentally, but effectively, engage the top part of your abs right in here. Because whenever this is on, this is on. That's what I mean when I talk about a cage. Make sure that the shoulders are not rising and that the circles are not getting larger and that you're not floating upwards in your squat. Keep it nice and low. 15 seconds. Can you help me? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay. Down into squat flies. Knee flies, rather. Wow, that's awful. That's too big. That was too big a pulse for me. Too big a pulse in general. That's the worst. Nothing in the chat?
One thing, this room is now in slow mode. You may send messages every 4 seconds.
Ah, that's Susan. It's Susan making sure no one can come in and say mean things or make you say mean things. That's her protecting you. Isn't that nice? Okay, now this next one, I'm going to pause it for a second because I need a break. That's 3 minutes of squats already. Woo!
Thirsty.
Yeah, me too. The final moves. The final moves are baby monsters. You've probably seen these before, but again, baby monsters, just like RJ, right? That's what we used to call him. That's where I got the name. These hurt almost as much as RJ. He would only teeth on my thumb, and that hurt. And the first time I did this move, it reminded me of that pain, hence the name baby monsters. That's why you can't Google these things. I've never actually done a strength conditioning course anywhere. I just do a lot of strength in different places with people that know what they're doing. I imitate the form. I try to find it. I Google it. I fail. I ask that person for good cues, and then I make up a name that I can't forget. So, they're baby monsters. That is what it is. That is not an attempt at branding. That's just me trying to get a job done that I'm not necessarily qualified to do. Here we go. It's a teeny tiny step out. Make sure. I would rather you outwardly rotate that knee with the step. Not exaggerated. Don't go crazy because I don't want your booty coming forward. 1 second. I would rather have this a tiny pulse. Ideal is knee in line with your ankle. Second best is knee a little bit out because of a rotation. Right? I don't want to see tapping out with an inward because that's going to put a lot of stress on with an inner rotation there. Let me show you on the ground. Oh, what does that say?
Welcome to chat.
No, what is the newest? Oh.
I was gonna read that.
Huh. Oh, that's funny. We did have a question, but you can't see it. All right, so what I would rather see is this or that. So 1 or 2 is okay. I never want to see 3. That's a really good way to mess this knee up, okay, on your standing leg. We don't want that. So, no further ado, baby monsters right and left. Down, releve, go. You should feel this in your standing leg way more than you do in your moving leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh yeah.
9,
I'm doing this,
10.
Mom.
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah.
Smart girl. 1, 2,
when you put your arm out, if you're a kid and you put your arm out with this, you'll really feel the pain.
Will you?
Yes.
We don't want pain.
Yeah. Oh. But if you push it up, it will just try to fall down, but it feels really good. What if I push down? That will not pain.
Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Okay. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh.
The chat room turned off.
My booty hurts.
What's your number?
Huh?
What's your number? It turned off.
119011.
Okay. 119011. There we go. No other questions, just that one.
Well, that's because I gave it to a moderator, and now I know when it's in moderator mode, you can't see the comments. My heart rate's at 150. Okay. That is it for ASSFIRE. Yay! Oh. We got 10 minutes. I really want to do death series with you guys, but I got a couple things to do before my calls start. So, what do you think?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you should turn it off. I don't know.
How about I turn off and give my daughter a cuddle? A little more cuddling for scaring her. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I'll be back to do this one more time before we go see Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And there's princesses in it.
And there are princesses in it. We're very excited. So
it's where a girl that lives with Ralph meets princesses.
Yay!
And I have Elmo on my tummy. This is like a little belt to hold him to my stomach, so I don't have to hold him like this.
Oh. Been practicing to be a mom and to stagecoach everybody around her since the day she was born. I love you, baby girl.
I love animals, and I love to be a mom, and I love to be a cooker, and a veterinarian, and a doctor, and a zookeeper.
Perfect combination. You heard it from the doctor, veterinarian, zookeeper. We'll be back at least for one more round of strength before I take the kids to Ralph Breaks the Internet. That show starts at 6. I will be home throwing the kids in bed along with a little help from my husband and our incredible helper, Jessica. So I'll try to do my strength then, but that'll probably be around 8:30 my time, so 10:30 East Coast. If you're a West Coaster or an Arizonan, yay! Hang out. I will see you later than our usual 7. What's the question?
It's not really a question. It says it's just a heart, and then there's another one. It said cutie and a heart.
Yay, she means you. Yay! Either way, you're coached, you are loved. Go win at your afternoon. I'm about to get some snuggles before office hours, and hopefully I don't scare anyone as badly as this little girl and I scared each other earlier. Bye.